Hello, I'm going to step through the process on how to make this simple stool in Cinema 4D. And the purpose of this simple exercise is just to get you acclimated to working with Cinema 4D using primitive parametric objects, and to make like a coherent thing, and mostly how to, we have like a lot of similar objects in here, how to position them correctly to make a credible structure. So there's a lot we're going to do with this little simple exercise. So let me go to a different file here, and let's look at our reference. This is the reference we'll be using. And first of all, I want to say I'm not concerned about precision. I just want to get the basic look of this thing. So, and also the measurements on this reference are a little bit weird. This 15.6 by 15.6, if I look at the lines of the measurement, I really don't know what that's referring to, because it's going like outside the boundary of the bottom legs. So we have to like take this with a grain of salt, and we're just going to use the image and just try to get close to what we see at the image. The first thing I want to talk about is units. So in the world of Cinema 4D, it doesn't matter if it's miles, feet, inches, centimeters, whatever. What matters is the relative proportions or the relative values of these measurements. Now, Cinema 4D, the default is centimeters, for one thing. Secondly, in Cinema 4D, like when you bring in a parametric primitive, for example, a cube, it comes in at 200 by 200 centimeters. That's the default. Again, I could change that to miles or feet or whatever. But just to make things easier, I got 23.8 inches here. Yes, I could do that in Cinema 4D, but I'm going to stick with the centimeters, the default centimeters. And I'm going to move the decimal point over to 238 centimeters because it's going to be closer to the parametric primitives I bring in. And this is going to be 156 centimeters. And it's going to work out just fine because the relative values will be, it'll be the same proportion. So I hope that makes sense. Instead of 23.8 inches, I'm using 238 centimeters. So that being said, let's finally go into our C4D workspace here. I already have a file named properly, and it's in a known location, so I'm ready to go. And just to get an idea of the space that this thing will fill, I'm going to make a plane, and remember it was 15.6 by 15.6. I'm going to make as I explained before, 156 centimeter by 156 centimeter plane. So this is in general the bottom space that's going to relate to this measurement down here. Okay, let me go back here. And then how high is this? It's 23.8 inches, and I already explained I'm going to make this 238 centimeters high. So 238. Now all this, you're looking at it on the screen. Let me move the plane down to the bottom here. This is not going to be part of my model. I just want to see like the height and space that this thing is going to fill up. So these two objects that you're looking at, I'm going to delete them. But I want to get like, and you'll see when I make the seat, I just want to get an idea of like where this stuff should go and how big it should be. All right, so first of all, let's make the seat and look at our reference. It has this roundedness to it. So to make the seat, I'm going to make a cylinder, and it's going to kind of fill up that 15.6 plane. So let me go into the top view. And here's my plane. The amber thing is my cylinder. Let me just get a general idea based on my photo reference. The seat is going to be about that big, maybe. That's close enough. So let me look at what I got over here. 60, and just from eyeballing it, I got a radius of 63.976. Let me just round that up to 65. So let me go back to my perspective view. And the reason why I put this, to figure out like what the height was, I wanted to see how much I had to squish this down. Whoops, I messed up here. Okay, so my stool width is going to be something like that, kind of chunky. And let me look at my height just from guessing based on this reference photo. I got a height of 9.976. Let me increase that to 10. I want some nice roundedness to this, so I'm going to increase my rotation segments to 72. And the way I'm going to make this, these rounded edges, I'm going to click on the Caps tab and enable Fillet. And let me zoom in on here and deselect so I can look at what the heck I'm doing. That really doesn't look too bad, but I think it'll look better if I decrease this radius a little bit. That looks a lot better. Let me see if that looks... That's a little bit too much. So, so let me zoom out here. Now and I'll give you these parameters at the end of this video here. So, anyway, so I got the seat cylinder, and the reason why I put this height thing here, so I can pull this up, and I'm going to go to the very, very top of this, that measurement cylinder I made, that central cylinder. So this is where it's going to reside, and the legs are going to come down to this plane. So that's why I made this cylinder right here and this plane. That's why I did that. So I got the seat. I know where the seat is, I know how big it's going to be, and then I know where the legs are going to end. Okay, so that's why I went through that. Now let me review the first of all, let's go, this cylinder here that I use for height, I don't need it anymore, so I'm just going to select it in the object manager and delete it. I'm going to keep the plane for now. It'll get deleted eventually. So the cylinder we made, select it, call it seat, and then I'll review the parameters for you here for the seat. The seat is 65 centimeters in radius. The height is 10 centimeters. It has one height segment. Rotation segment is 72. In the caps tab, fillet is enabled. Fillet segments are 5, and radius of the fillet is 4 centimeters. So that's what you want there. And my cat is excited about it. So, okay, I'll see you in the next, get that squared away, and I'll see you in the next video.